Hey everyone, this is Ms. Moffat from across the Litiverse, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but it's time to officially call it a wrap on August. Oh, right in the summer feels. As much as I'm sad to see the summer months leaving, I'm equally excited for the promise of literary events and new books in the fall. But before we get to all the exciting new gear, we must first look back over August. Just a quick side note. I had to film my July monthly wrap-up early, and I did finish 2 more books before the month ended. So for the record, in July I also read The Girl from the Other Side, Shularoon Volume 1 by Nagabe, and I also read The Black Monday Murders Volume 1, All Hail God Mammon by Jonathan Hickman. The Girl from the Other Side was incredible. It managed to be both eerie and heartwarming at the same time, and the artwork was so different from any other manga I've encountered. I need to buy this series, plain and simple. And The Black Monday Murders lived up to the hype, but I wouldn't expect anything less from Jonathan Hickman. Imagine if Wall Street was run by the cult followers of Mammon, an ancient god of wealth and riches. During every economic depression, the followers of Mammon make their sacrifices in order to survive and profit. This one is classic Hickman, and it'll give you a lot of weirdness to mull over. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. As for August, I read 4 books that totaled 804 pages. Again, this is another month where I'm having to film ahead, so there may or may not be some straggler books popping up on my September monthly wrap-up, but we'll see. First, I read The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, right in time for the film release on August 11th. I know I mentioned this in an earlier video, but I do feel like I need to film a separate review for this book. There's just too much to talk about. I don't often read nonfiction, and I even more rarely read autobiographies and memoirs, so I'm not even sure how to comment on this one. A part of me wants to condemn Walls' parents for putting their kids in such horrible places and for giving them such an unstructured life. But there are other times where I wonder if I'm imposing my own values on them. Her parents didn't want to live in the big city and didn't want to be part of the rat race, but equally, the kids went without food and clothing and a safe home for so long, despite the fact that her parents were capable of working. Yeah, I might need to film a separate video for this one. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm curious to see how the film handles the material as well. Next, I finally got my hands on some new Yuri releases. Yay! First, I read After Hours Volume 1 by Yuta Nishio. This one felt like a gay lady version of Scott Pilgrim crossed with Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, and it was super cute. Emmy is 24, unemployed, and has no idea what to do with herself. After her friend ditches her for a cute boy at a nightclub, Emmy meets the confident and charming Kay, and the 2 girls start a whirlwind romance. But Emmy's got some loose ends she needs to tie up before the 2 girls can move forward. But is this the life that Emmy wants? I'm on board for the next volume, and it's so refreshing to see Yuri manga in print that deals with older, mature relationships. Next, I read My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness by Nagata Kabi. Definitely an eye-catching cover and title, not gonna lie. I think a lot of readers were expecting some salacious tales about lady lovin' in this one. In reality, this is the intimate and touching portrait of one woman's struggles with her mental health and how her anxiety and depression have prevented her from becoming vulnerable in front of others, which in turn has denied her the chance to have the romantic relationship that she craves. If anything, this is a careful exploration of how to live with a mental illness and how important it is to live your own life, regardless of what other people have to say about your choices. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars, and I'd highly recommend it to anyone who's struggling with an eating disorder or depression. And last, I reread Rupi Kaur's poetry collection, Milk and Honey. I read an ebook copy from my library that was only 32 pages long, and the print edition is 204 pages long. I discovered the pagination was a little wonky in the ebook edition, and there were a number of poems that were condensed onto the same page, but there was definitely content missing. I don't know what happened. I originally gave this collection 3 out of 5 stars because it felt disjointed, but I've upped it to 4 out of 5 stars after this reading because I finally have the full manuscript. Another reason why ebooks kind of sketch me out a little. Have you had a similar problem with ebooks? I can't be the only one here. So there you have it. August was a decent month of reading for me. Not to mention I'm starting to get all my library holds in, and they're arriving at well-spaced intervals. Yay! And they arrived when I was actually in town to get them. Yay! So how about you? Did August treat you well book-wise? Feel free to share in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up to support this channel. As always, thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more videos from across the Litiverse. On that note, signing off. Next, I finally got my hands on some new Yuri releases. Yeah! 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 Hooray! Yay!